When historians debate the greatest military commanders in history, certain names always appear. Julius Caesar, Napoleon Bonaparte, Genghis Khan. Yet for many, one name stands above them all. A king who never lost a battle. A conqueror who built an empire stretching across 3 continents. A man who achieved more.
Alexander accompanied Alexander through many future campaigns, proving his skills at 16 when he left Macedon in charge. While campaigning elsewhere, most teenagers would struggle with that responsibility, but Alexander was not. When a neighboring tribe rebelled, he suppressed it swiftly. The region was secure. Alexander's first independent military command was successful. After joining his father on campaign, he observed armies and battles, learning strategies and winning victories. His confidence grew. Each battle solidified his reputation. When he turned adulthood, Alexander was prepared for the challenge of military leadership. But destiny moves faster than planned. King Philip II attended a grand celebration when an assassin struck him, murdering him and weakening Macedon's empire. Greece sensed opportunity. Rebellions began forming. Many thought Macedon's empire would collapse. Young at only 20, Alexander swiftly defeated resistance and secured his kingdom. He then conquered Persia, the largest and wealthiest empire on earth, stretching from Egypt to India. In the over 2 centuries since Alexander's conquest, many Persian kings had ruled vast territories. Their wealth and armies were legendary, but Alexander aimed to conquer even them all. His army, smaller than the Persian forces, possessed discipline, training, and confidence in their commander.
This would become one of his defining characteristics. Leading from the front, he ordered the attack. Horsemen plunged into the river while Persian troops attempted to drive them back. The fighting was fierce. At one point, Alexander found himself surrounded by enemy nobles. A Persian warrior reportedly raised an axe and struck toward Alexander's head. The blow nearly killed him. Only the intervention of a loyal companion saved his life. It would not be the last time Alexander came close to death. By the end of the battle, the Persians had been decisively defeated. The victory carried enormous significance. It proved Alexander could defeat Persian forces in open battle. Cities throughout Asia Minor suddenly began reconsidering their loyalties. Many opened their gates, others surrendered without resistance. Alexander's reputation grew rapidly. He was no longer merely a king. He was becoming a legend. As the campaign continued, city after city fell under Macedonian control. Some welcomed him as a liberator, others resisted, but the overall trend remained the same. Persian authority weakened. Alexander advanced. Meanwhile, the Persian king Darius III was preparing a response. Unlike local governors and regional commanders, Darius commanded the full resources of the Persian Empire. If Alexander wished to conquer Persia, eventually he would have to face the great king himself. That moment arrived. In 333 BC, the 2 armies met near a place called Issus. Darius possessed a much larger force. On paper, the Persians should have enjoyed a significant advantage, yet the battlefield worked in Alexander's favor. The narrow terrain limited Persian numbers. Alexander recognized the opportunity immediately. As the battle unfolded, he ignored much of the enemy army. Instead, he focused on a single objective: Darius. If the Persian king broke, the entire army might collapse. Leading a powerful cavalry charge, Alexander drove directly toward the Persian center. The attack created chaos. As Macedonian horsemen closed in, Darius lost his nerve. The great king fled the battlefield. Once their ruler escaped, Persian resistance crumbled. The Battle of Issus became one of the most important victories of Alexander's career. For the second time, he had defeated a larger Persian force, and this time, he had forced the king himself to run. The psychological impact was enormous. Across the ancient world, people began asking the same question: could Alexander actually conquer Persia? For Darius, the defeat was humiliating. For Alexander, it was proof that the impossible might be achievable. Yet the campaign was far from over. Winning battles alone would not secure victory. Alexander needed control of the eastern Mediterranean coastline, he ordered the construction of a massive causeway stretching from the mainland to the island, stone by stone, day after day. His soldiers pushed the structure farther into the sea. The defenders fought fiercely. Storms caused delays. The project seemed impossible, yet the work continued. Months passed. Eventually, the causeway reached the city. After a brutal siege, Tyre fell. The victory stunned the ancient world. Once again, Alexander had achieved something many considered impossible. His determination had become one of his greatest weapons. Obstacles did not stop him. They merely forced him to become more creative. From Tyre, Alexander moved south into Egypt, unlike Issus. This battlefield strongly favored Persia. The terrain was wide and open, perfect for cavalry, perfect for large armies, perfect for Darius. The Persian king assembled a vast force. War elephants, side chariots, thousands of cavalry. Everything was prepared. Everything favored Persia. Everything except one factor: Alexander himself. The battle that followed would decide the fate of an empire and determine whether Alexander would become merely a successful conqueror or one of the greatest military commanders in human history. The Battle of Gaugamela would become the defining moment of Alexander's career. If he lost, everything ended. The dream, the campaign, the invasion, the empire he hoped to build. If he won, the Persian Empire would effectively cease to exist. On the night before the battle, many of Alexander's generals suggested launching a surprise attack under cover of darkness. It seemed logical. It seemed safe. Alexander refused. According to tradition, he declared that he would not steal victory. He would defeat Darius in broad daylight. Whether the story is completely true or not, it perfectly reflects the image Alexander wanted to project. Confident, fearless, unstoppable. As dawn broke, two of the largest armies of the ancient world faced one another. The Persian army stretched across the plain. Its numbers dwarfed the Macedonian force. War chariots waited. Cavalry filled the horizon. Darius sat upon his royal chariot watching. Many believed the outcome was already decided. Yet Alexander saw opportunities where others saw problems. Instead of charging directly forward, he moved his army at an angle. The maneuver forced Persian cavalry to leave their prepared positions. Slowly, gaps began appearing in Darius's battle line. It was exactly what Alexander wanted. Then came the decisive moment. Seeing an opening near the Persian center, Alexander acted instantly. Leading his elite companion cavalry, he launched a direct assault. The attack smashed through Persian defenses. Once again, the Macedonian king drove straight toward Darius. And once again, Darius broke. The Persian ruler turned and fled. For the second time, the King of Kings abandoned the battlefield. The Persian army collapsed. The Battle of Gaugamela was over. It was one of the greatest victories in military history. Scholars still debate whether Alexander's tactical brilliance at Gaugamela represents the finest battlefield command of the ancient world. What cannot be debated is the result. The Persian Empire was finished. The road to its greatest cities now lay open. Soon afterward, Alexander entered Babylon. The city surrendered peacefully. Its people welcomed him. Its treasures became his. From Babylon, he marched to Susa, then Persepolis, the ceremonial capital of Persia. The city symbolized centuries of Persian power. Its palaces dazzled visitors. Its wealth seemed endless. For Alexander, capturing Persepolis carried enormous symbolic value. He was no longer invading Persia. He was ruling it. One of the most famous and controversial moments of his career occurred there. The royal palace was set ablaze. Ancient historians disagree about exactly why. Some claim it was deliberate revenge for Persia's earlier invasions of Greece. Others believe it occurred during a drunken celebration. Scholars still argue whether the burning of Persepolis was calculated political theater or an impulsive mistake. Whatever the truth, the image became legendary. The palace of Persian kings burned beneath the night sky, a powerful symbol that a new age had begun. Yet Alexander was not satisfied. Most rulers would have stopped. The Persian Empire had fallen. The greatest objective imaginable had been achieved. Alexander wanted more, always more. He pursued Darius deep into the east. Eventually, Persian nobles betrayed their king. Darius was captured and killed by his own followers. When Alexander found his former enemy, he reportedly ordered that the Persian ruler receive a royal burial. It was a remarkable gesture. The man who had spent years fighting Darius now honored him in death. With Darius gone, Alexander became ruler of the largest empire the world had ever seen. Yet his journey continued. He pushed into Central Asia, mountain ranges, deserts, remote territories that few Greeks had ever seen. The campaigns became increasingly difficult. Local resistance proved stubborn. Victory no longer came as easily as before. But Alexander adapted. As always, during these eastern campaigns, he married Roxana, a noble woman from Central Asia. The marriage helped strengthen ties with local populations. It also reflected a broader change in Alexander's thinking. He no longer viewed himself simply as a Macedonian king. This created tension. Many Macedonians disliked his adoption of Persian customs. They believed he was changing. Perhaps he was. Years of conquest had transformed him. The ambitious prince from Pella was becoming something larger, a world ruler. Then came his most ambitious decision, India. To Alexander, the edge of the known world seemed like an invitation. He intended to keep going. In 326 BC, he crossed into the Indian subcontinent. There he encountered King Porus, one of the most respected opponents he would ever